I'm Aaron Rutten, a professional digital artist and art instructor, and today I'll be taking an in-depth look at PaintStorm Studio. I've scored this app based on what I feel is important in digital art software. I'm looking at brush variety, natural media simulation, ease of use, and other important factors, and I'm only counting default content, not add-ons. PaintStorm Studio is an interesting art application with a few unique tools and innovative features that you won't find anywhere else. Based on the look of this application, I can't help but feel like it was inspired by Corel Painter. And now onto the scoring. Let's start with the brushes in PaintStorm Studio. The overall variety of default brushes in PaintStorm Studio is good. There are lots of brush categories and loads of brush variants. The brushes are also quite customizable with a good variety of brush properties. However, the organic media effects are not up to modern standards. Many of the brushes are decent, but there isn't any sort of sophisticated natural media simulation going on. I'm sorry to say that the blenders are terrible in PaintStorm Studio. They do support transparency blending, but you can only blend outward. You cannot smudge the paint edges inward. There is only one airbrush in PaintStorm Studio, so I scored it as poor since most of the other art applications offer more variants. The ink brushes are okay, but nothing to write home about. There is a good variety of chalk, sponge, and texture brushes though. There aren't any particle brushes in PaintStorm Studio, but there are brushes that can generate some interesting movements by moving the stroke around the brush cursor using angle and other expressions. The cursor even animates to show what the brush is doing. There are some stamp brushes that can create multiple stamps per stroke. This app does have some decent paint brushes, however, there isn't any paint depth when you paint with them. The watercolor brushes in PaintStorm Studio are awful. They try a bit to give a watercolor effect, but it's pretty cheesy, even compared to the other watercolor brushes with pseudo-fluid dynamics. The pencil brushes are okay, not the best I've seen, but at least they support tilt. I do like how the cursor shows the bearing of the tip and the amount of tilt. Dual brush is supported in PaintStorm Studio, and there are several GPU acceleration options you can enable or disable per brush. Next, let's see how the brushes perform in PaintStorm Studio. The number of brush cursor options is good. The max brush size is 1000 pixels, which is great. The brush resizing shortcuts are good. You can even resize the brush on screen by holding Ctrl+Alt on Windows or Command+Option on Mac and dragging. You can apply stabilization properties to your brushes, including a pulled string mode, which makes it easy to draw accurately with a mouse or limited mobility. PaintStorm Studio has good anti-aliasing properties, and brush calibration can be applied per brush. Up next are the transformation features. The transformation tools in PaintStorm Studio are good, and you can transform groups and multiple layers. Distortion brushes can only be used by applying a liquefy filter, an unnecessary step in my opinion, since other apps can liquefy on the canvas, but at least the option is there. Mesh warp is also available in PaintStorm Studio, now if we can only get it in some of the good digital art apps. Let's see how this app handles layers. Layers support is good. There are blend modes. You can lock transparent pixels. Masking works well. And there are collapse layer options. There is a clear layer shortcut, but you have to program it yourself. We'll move on to saving features. PaintStorm Studio can export to PSD, and you can save as most of the essential export file formats except TIFF. The file options are also limited. There's also a handy-dandy autosave to prevent you from losing your work. Let's talk about papers and canvas texture. There's a good assortment of textures and texture brush properties. You can apply a texture to the canvas, but it's not dynamic and brushes cover it up when you paint. PaintStorm Studio does support texture randomization, which will help your textures look more organic. You can import custom papers and textures, and because there are no proper impasto brushes, there aren't any surface lighting controls. Now I'll evaluate the guides and grids in PaintStorm Studio. There is a perspective guides tool, but the brush snapping is buggy. There are some additional guides, such as a ruler that is kind of awkward to use, and a compass guide you can use to draw perfect circles. You can enable symmetry painting, but if you're looking for dynamic grids, you're out of luck. Let's explore panels and palettes next. PaintStorm Studio has a dedicated reference image panel, but you have to open the reference as a document in order to load it. That's completely unnecessary. For all the trash I've talked on PaintStorm Studio, it does have some features that are better than the rest. For example, custom brush palettes are incredibly easy to create. Just drag and drop brushes into the custom palette. You can even resize the icons, and they can be different sizes. Corel Painter is pretty customizable too, but PaintStorm Studio has it beat in terms of palette creation. Shortcut palettes are just as easy. You can drag just about anything into a custom palette. It's pretty impressive. All art apps should be this easy to customize. There's not much you can do to customize the color picker. You can toggle between the square HSV or triangular HLS color modes. There's no advanced color modes to choose from like RYB, HSLUV, HSY, or HSI. No CMYK color proofing either. There are some basic color swatches, and you can technically load multiple colors on your brush, but only by applying a gradient to your brush. There aren't any color harmonies, and color variability is somewhat limited. Let's get down to what the canvas can do. There's a new canvas dialog that is good. The max canvas size is a whopping 30,000 by 30,000 pixels. There is a good selection of canvas presets. You can resize an image and resize the canvas. However, cropping has some limited features compared to the average art app. You can flip the canvas with H. Don't bother looking for color profile options, they aren't there. There's multi-monitor support, and you can preview your artwork in grayscale, but you have to do it from the navigator. On to the interface. The visual appearance and organization of PaintStorm Studio is okay. It's sort of in between Corel Painter and Photoshop. I'd say it has a slight advantage over Corel Painter, and even Photoshop in some ways, because of how extensively you can customize the color and size of the UI. You'll want to do that because the default UI colors are hideous. One downside to coloring the UI manually is that if I make a mistake, there isn't an obvious way to undo or reset the colors, and there's no point of reference to show you what the default UI colors should be. If you choose the wrong element, you're going to have a heck of a time getting it to match the rest of the UI. Also, I'm not a fan of the icons. The colorful ones are kind of ugly with a lot of red, brown, gold, and peach. It's like they sampled the color palette from a Roman legionnaire. The graphics don't really help me understand what the brushes do. The icons are really just a waste of UI, and they don't do much to emulate the traditional painting aesthetic. And the simpler icons are so simple that it's difficult to tell one feature from another. There are helpful tooltips when you hover over these icons, but they get covered by the mouse and I cannot read them. In regards to the interface ease of use, getting to the brushes feels odd. I find I get confused and try to click on the brush variant icons, expecting they will open into categories. I actually have to click to the left of that to change the categories. Having the category icons be so discrete feels kind of odd to me. They should actually be the more prominent icons, and the variant should be more basic to show a clearer hierarchy. Also, there should be an option to add text to the brush categories. There's not much of a minimal default UI in PaintStorm Studio. There's a lot going on at all times. You can collapse docked palettes, but they roll up the contents and leave a blank space that still covers the UI. You can customize the interface and palettes in the standard way of docking and dragging the sides to expand them, but PaintStorm Studio goes the extra step and lets you resize the UI scaling and opacity of each panel or palette individually. You can import and export brushes. You can also export and import your layout. If you've spent a lot of time customizing your UI, I'd highly recommend backing it up. The selection of preferences in PaintStorm Studio is good. Not a lot of options, but adequate enough to customize the app. You can't do any collaborative painting in this app. And the overall number of features in PaintStorm Studio is okay. There are a lot of brushes, but not a very good selection of tools. Next, I'll test PaintStorm Studio with my Wacom tablet. Pen pressure is good, as is pen tilt, and PaintStorm Studio is one of those cool applications that values the rotation expression. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for multi-touch input. It's zoom only, so no rotation or panning. And it's really buggy, one of the worst I've ever tried. You can use your finger for painting and blending, but I found it easy to make accidental marks. No, you cannot use the pen eraser as a brush or blender. You sure as heck can't use independent pen settings. And put that accelerometer away, you won't be needing it because nothing drips in PaintStorm Studio. I'd have to be a fool to overlook the tools. The selection tools in PaintStorm Studio are okay. It's missing a selection brush. However, what's unique is that you can add stabilization to the freeform lasso tool. There's an OK text tool with limited options. The paint bucket tool is good and has gap detection and can use other layers as a reference. There's a gradient tool with limited features. You can fill with patterns in PaintStorm Studio, and there are pattern creation tools. No vector tools or vector brushes. no shape tools other than filling selections, there is a good selection of essential effects, and no comic or manga panel tools, but there is a pretty good time-lapse recording feature, and a basic animation tool. Next, let's tally up the points to get an objective score for this application. PaintStorm Studio earns an objective score of 192 out of 273 possible points. If you want to know how this software ranks compared to other art apps, check out my Top 7 Digital Art Apps video. That's all for my review of PaintStorm Studio. For more digital art reviews and tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.